Hey guys, how y'all doing? Anyway, this is going to be another series on the second channel called Quick Review. In this series, I'm going to be talking about certain games or maybe even shows or movies, I don't know, we'll see in the future. Anyway, in this series, I'm going to be talking about games that I would want to talk about, but wouldn't be able to be on my main series. Anyway, for the first video of this series, we're going to be talking about Sonic 3D Blast. Sonic 3D Blast was a game developed by Traveler's Tale, the same people who made Sonic R and later some of the Crash Bandicoot games. This was the last Sonic game to be released on the Genesis, and which is technically Sonic's jump into 3D, but most fans, including me, don't really count it as that. I mean, it's not even entirely in 3D, it's just an isometric view. I'm not really sure where to start with this game, I guess with the graphics. This game's presentation isn't really that special. It's just tiles placed everywhere with a different color scheme in every level. And this is more of a nitpick than a critique, but I kind of wish they didn't go for a pre-render look. I mean, sure, Donkey Kong Country did it back then and it looked fine, but here, it just doesn't really do it for me. I feel like if they just used sprites instead of 3D models, it would have worked better in my opinion. Although while the models and level design aren't much to talk about, the backgrounds are more akin to the world of Sonic the Hedgehog. They can look pretty nice at times, but that's pretty much it. It's weird since Sonic has some of the most colorful and pretty games on the Genesis, and here, while the presentation isn't appalling, it's just unimpressive, to be honest. The soundtrack's alright though, but you would expect that from Sonic at this point. And some of the music tracks would even go on and make an appearance in some games like Sonic Adventure. But let's talk about the gameplay. You play as Sonic and the goal is to do a bunch of tedious stuff until you reach the goal. While the goal of most Sonic games is just making it from point A to point B while finding other routes to get to the goal faster. In this game, you just find 5 flickies. Some levels can take forever, and I think the developers knew that too, because whenever you take a long time finishing a level, the results seem to just rub it in your face and just say, "What's taking so long?" The idea is sounding good on paper, but in execution, it's very questionable. It doesn't really help that the level design is very confusing as well. Sonic can run in all 8 directions and can spin dash, which now has its own button, which will become a staple in the series up until Unleashed. But when you're not at full speed, you just roll into a ball. The shields come back here too, but they don't really do anything. There's the blue shield, which just acts as a double hit point. The fire shield is here, but you can dash, but it does protect you from lava and other fire hazards. And finally, the homing shield, which is technically where the homing attack made its first appearance, but it's a power-up instead of something Sonic can naturally do. It makes attacking ground enemies a hell of a lot easier since it just homes in on the enemies. The controls in this game feel so awkward. Some controls really loosely, which makes it really easy for you to run into things that you didn't intend on hitting. Because of the isometric view, trying to jump on enemies is made way harder than it should be, and makes precise platforming really frustrating. There will be times where you swear you jumped on the platform, but because of the perspective, you miss it entirely. There's not that many platforming sections in this game, but when there are, I get very uneasy because I know I won't make it in one shot. In some levels, you can find Tails or Knuckles, and if you have 50 or more rings, you can enter a special stage. and they are incredibly easy, but even then it's pretty hard for you to hold on rings since it's really easy to accidentally collide with an enemy or obstacle. In these levels you just collect rings and that's it. There are some spikes to stop you, but they barely pose as any threat. There's 7 Chaos Emeralds to collect just like in the other games, but unlike the other games, you don't get Supersonic. They just unlock the final boss. The final boss does have some sort of challenge, but the challenge isn't trying to beat it, it's more so trying to get around this game's controls. Far from being kind of repetitive, but it's really that bad. There's bosses at the end of every zone, but they're not really that memorable, to be honest. They're just pretty basic and not menacing at all. In the end, what can I say? Sonic 3D Blast just isn't really that great of a game. It isn't the worst game ever, I've definitely played worse, but as a whole, the game is just unfulfilling. The gameplay is repetitive and boring, the graphics are bland, and the game is overall just not as fun as other mainline titles. If you're curious about this game, then go for it. Get some friends to enjoy with you, but for the rest of you guys, I'd recommend skipping this game. It's not really that special, but even then, I can't call it a bad game, but it's not necessarily a good game either. It's mediocre at best. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you guys think about this game. I'm really interested if there's actually any people who like this game. If you do, let me know why in the comments, and I will personally tell you why you're wrong. I'm just kidding, if you like this game, there's nothing wrong with it, so... Anyway, all my social media links are in the description. I'm not going to do a long ass segment because I feel like that would just get tedious at some point. So with that out of the way, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.